Thank you, hello. It's very nice to be here. My name is Odious Vex, I am 19. It's really nice that you've made such an effort with the backdrop. It's nice to have fun and everything, but now we're going to have some poetry. Do we have any poetry fans in the house? Woo! Yeah. We're going to have a brilliant time. I'm all the way from Swindon, and I like to keep it real, and I come from the streets, but I haven't got my licence yet, so technically I come from the pavements. The great thing about performance poetry is that, you know, it doesn't have to be grammatically correct. If a semicolon falls in the forest, no one will hear it. You can literally write about anything, you know. Earlier I was writing stuff and I was in like a really dark place. It was the cinema. It's important to write about the stuff that gets down, you know, the shit that goes down, and that is right, Mum. I am going to use the S-bomb tonight, yeah. Keep with me. I did have a bit of an argument with my mum earlier because she wouldn't let me have another 2 hours on the Xbox, so I said, well, that's it. I'm going to go and live with my dad, which is difficult because my dad lives with us. I like to read poetry at family events, like recently my granddad died. Yeah, it's a bit sad. Some of you don't think it's very sad. My grandma said to me it was really good that I read some poetry at his funeral. She just said it would have been better if it hadn't been about Tupac. I'm now going to do some stuff that's quite educational. It's basically using metaphors and similes. For them that don't know, metaphor is like when you say something that is something, and a simile is when something is like something. And sometimes people say a metaphor is like a simile, which is ridiculous really, because you're using a simile to explain what a metaphor is. You're better off saying a metaphor is a metaphor and not just like a simile. My dog is the devil. She barks like a demon. She likes to chase squirrels and hump the leg of my friend Stephen. Thank you. My next poem is called God Doesn't Exist. Yeah. And I wrote God Doesn't Exist because I'm a narcissist, which means I don't believe in God. God doesn't exist. If he did, all the butterflies would match. Thank you. My next poem is called Drugs Are Bad. And I am drugs ambassador at my college. And people ask me, they say, what is the difference between drugs, odious, and legal highs? The difference is that legal highs don't do anything. When I say bad, what I mean is like they are negative, they are not sick, and by not sick I don't mean they're well, I mean they are like bad in a bad way and not bad in a good bad way, you get me? This poem is about getting high from life instead of taking drugs. Does anyone take drugs here? Woo! You shouldn't, they're bad, and I mean bad in a bad way and not a good bad way. The cry of a newborn baby, a flower in bloom, that freshly washed duvet feeling when my teacher, Lucy English, walks into a room. These are the things that get me high. With these things you're not gonna die, because drugs are bad, and not in a good bad way, but in a bad way. Heroin is so nutting and speed so 1990, so get your thrills in nature. Not by talking on a jointy, let a lovely supper be your upper. Because drugs are bad and not in a good bad way, but in a bad way. So walk in the garden, take the hand of a little girl, with her mum's permission, mind. Otherwise it all gets a bit Thompson and Venables, you get me? So walk in the garden, take the hand of a little girl, have a cup of rooibos, give a kale and orange smoothie a whirl. So let life be your MDMA, get a spring lamb for your crack, make friendship your ketamine, get your meow meow from a cat. Serious. Because drugs are bad and not in a good bad way, but in a bad way. Let a lovely summer breeze be your ease. Have a chomp on a ripe banana instead of indulging in marijuana. Make a naughty squirrel running down your street your oxyfetolete. Let an unopened packet of obnobs in a biscuit tin be your dihydrocodone methamphetamine. Because drugs are bad and not in a good bad way, but in a bad way. Thank you. Anyway, the stuff that Leighton sells, you know, it's just like he just borrows a bottle of his mum's calms and just draws little like doves on them with his little sister's felt tip pens. Yeah. And his uncle ain't some gangster that sells drugs. I saw him working in Aldi. And also, all he does is like he crushes up loads of Barocca and says that it's coke. You won't get high on his stash, but you will get more than your allotted amount of vitamin C for the day. Yeah, so drugs are bad, but Leighton's drugs are really bad. My next poem is called Mental Health and Modernity. This is a module I'm doing in my college course. And today's shopping slogans are all about spending money and feeling happy, so I will take some of the multinational taglines and apply them to mentally ill poets. This is called If Sylvia Plath Shopped in Primark. If Sylvia Plath shopped in Primark, it could have turned out better. If Sylvia Plath shopped in Primark, she could have cheered herself up with a sweater. If Sylvia Plath shopped in Primark, though the long queues would have given her ample time to think about her demise, at least with a modern flame-retardant zip-up play suit, she might not have perished in the oven on Gas Mart 5. Thank you. My next poem is called Why Is Caroline Duffy So Sad? I'm a big fan of the poet laureates. Oh, Caroline Duffy, why are you so sad? Please cheer up, the world ain't so bad. You were the poet laureate. I know it's not technically paid, but surely you get some kudos from it. Even Andrew Motion got laid. Thank you. I've got another poem for you now. And it's also quite educational. I thought I'd update some like modern lyrics and make them educational so you people can understand them better. This is from Katy Perry. Baby, you're a firework. That's a metaphor. Come on and tell me what you're worth. That's a value judgment. We'll make them go, oh, 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 that's colluding with sexual assault. Like it's the 4th of July, that's a simile. Thank you. I'm now going to give you some haikus. Give me a cheer if you know what haiku is. Yeah, a haiku is a 17-word poem from Taiwan. Actually quite difficult to write, even Caroline Duffy says so. So do you remember the Grenfell Tower? It was like 2 months ago when the government burned down some flats in Birmingham. This is a haiku about it. Your walls are covered in the lies of powerful men. When dead babies cry, the blood is burnt on your souls. Thank you. Do you remember the Manchester bombings? Yeah, it's about 2 months ago. This girl was playing a gig and the IRA bombed the venue. This is a haiku about that. Haiku is a 17-word poem from Taiwan. Actually quite difficult to write. Even Caroline Duffy says so. Get ready for it. I know it's not cool to actually say it, but I think Ariana Grande's music is total shit. Nobody talks about it, do they? And nobody says it. Just saying things that are unsaid, yes. This is like a health-based one now. It's a haiku. Haiku is a 17-word poem from Taiwan. Actually quite difficult to write. Even Carol Ann Duffy says so. Spring is in blossom. Fetch the Puritan. I also write poems for celebrities. This is for Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, I shouldn't like you because I actually don't like you, but I actually like you. Lovely. What's next? Alright, I'm going to do another thing now about an important medical thing that is really important to me. This thing is a medical thing, and it happens to 65% of men. And 75% of them are aged 16 to 25, and it actually happened to my friend the other day. And I think it's important to raise awareness of this important medical problem. It's called twisted testicle. The Daniel Posse rule this park. There's Martin and Mikey and Darren and me. We do football and skateboarding, but we don't do street dance. We hang about in the park with our hands in our pants. On one sunny winter's day, Mikey dared Martin to a double dare, choice time limit, no backsies. Which means you've got to do like one of the dares, but do it in the allotted time period. Mikey said Martin either had to climb the monkey bars or kiss Daryl. The ultimate challenge to cause serious grief. Martin says he won't kiss no guy, but not because he's a queerist, it's because you know Daryl, he don't clean his own teeth. So up jumps Martin to scale the monkey bars with gusto and bravery and love.